This is the deadly dozen. Again, I don't do power rankings. What I do instead, I pick the 12 playoff teams, 6 in the AFC, 6 in the NFC. I want to start in the NFC. My number one team in the playoffs from the NFC is the New Orleans Saints. They're 10-1. They're going to win the NFC South. This was my most confident preseason prediction. I said the Saints are a Super Bowl team. I take pride in that. Drew Brees is having an MVP caliber season. All his tough games are indoors, and the defense is really coming alive for the Saints. I believe in the Saints. I think they could win the Super Bowl. My number two team is the Rams. The Rams are also 10-1. I was really surprised. They beat the Chiefs a couple weeks, or just recently, Monday Night Football last week. And I was surprised because they lost Cooper Kupp in an injury. It didn't matter. Scheme always wins for the LA Rams. Their defense made a ton of plays. I'm really excited to watch the Rams down the stretch, see if they can challenge the Saints and make a run trying to get into the Super Bowl. My third team in the NFC making the playoffs, I have the Bears. They're 8-3. I believe they're going to win the NFC North. They just had a convincing win over the Vikings last Sunday Night Football. Then on Thursday, they played the Lions, won without their quarterback, Mitch Trubisky. It's a big deal. The Bears are the most complete team in football. They are operating on all cylinders. Their defense is great. They're running the ball well. Their offensive line looks really good. They won with a backup quarterback. It was impressive. And the truth is, I have no faith in Kirk Cousins. I have no faith in the Packers. They're a mess. I think the Bears are going to win the NFC North, win their division, make the playoffs. I was wrong. I said the Bears weren't. I was just wrong on that. My fourth team in the NFC, it looks like the Dallas Cowboys will win the NFC East. Alex Smith broke his leg, and the Redskins are out. Sorry to say, I feel bad for Alex Smith, but the Redskins are out. The Eagles barely beat the Giants on Sunday. I think the Cowboys are going to ultimately win that division and make the playoffs out of the NFC East. Now, the wild card in the NFC is very interesting. I think the first team to make the playoffs in the wild card is the Seattle Seahawks. I feel very confident in the Seahawks. They just had 2 big wins in a row. They beat the Packers and then the Panthers. They have a home stretch coming up. But the key here is this. The Seattle Seahawks run the ball really, really well. And when you play games in December in cold weather, in rain, in snow, that's going to benefit the Seahawks for the final 5 games of the year. I believe the Seahawks at 6-5 are going to be a playoff team. Now, my final wild card spot in the NFC came down to the Vikings or the Panthers. Here's my logic here. The Panthers end the season playing the Saints twice. They play the Saints twice in the final 3 weeks of the season, week 15 and week 17. I do not believe the Saints are going to sweep the Panthers. I think the Saints finish 13-3. I think the Panthers get one of those games. The rest of their schedule is fine. In the final 5 games for the Vikings, they play the Seahawks, the Bears, and the Patriots. They might lose all 3 of those games. And truthfully, I just have no faith in Kirk Cousins, so my final wild card spot in the NFC is going to the Carolina Panthers. How about in the AFC? My first team in the AFC it's pretty obvious. Look, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 9-2, and here's what's weird about them. They played ugly on Monday Night Football last week and still put up 50 points on the LA Rams. They lost, and in spite of an ugly, I think the Chiefs are fine. They could still win the Super Bowl. Says it all. I mean, the Chiefs are incredible. Great play calling. They run the ball really well. Tons of athletes everywhere. Great quarterback play. Great offensive line. I'm concerned about the Chiefs' defense, but I think their offense can really carry them and get them through whatever they need to get through. They're not going to play a game as bad as they did against the Rams on Monday Night Football, and I think if they play that game, they win next time. My second team in the AFC is the New England Patriots. They're 8-3. And despite an ugly loss to the Titans a couple weeks ago, I think they're going to watch film, clean it up. Look, it's Brady Belichick. Do I need to say a lot more? I don't have a lot of concerns about the Patriots. I think they're a playoff team. I think they could potentially win the Super Bowl. My third team in the AFC is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're 7-3-1. They're just rolling through the AFC North. Nobody's really challenging them. Here's what's weird about them. They don't have a lot of discipline. They are talent everywhere. Discipline, not so much. And so I'm curious to see if they can push for the AFC title. I don't know if they can, because I think they're going to lose to a team like the Chiefs or the Patriots, who are better coached, frankly. And I don't believe in the Steelers, but I think, look, that'd be a really interesting matchup with the Patriots. I think the Chiefs are better than the Steelers, but talent, I want to watch that play out. So I don't know. We'll see. I think the Steelers, they're the third team in the playoffs. The Texans are my fourth team out of the AFC. They're 8-3. They're not even phased. The Colts are coming up right behind them. Don't even care. They're just dominating. Man, here's what's cool about the Texans. Did I say the Chiefs? I meant the Texans. The Texans are 8-3. They're going to win the AFC South. And Deshaun Watson has really just come alive recently. He started off the year kind of rough and has really improved week to week. I think he's just been struggling coming back from his ACL injury. I'm excited. I think the Texans are a playoff team. Now, my two wild card spots in the AFC. First, look, it's the Chargers. They're 8-3. If the Chargers were in any other division, they're easily a playoff team. And they just obliterated the Cardinals 45-10. I don't want to overstate that. It's the Cardinals. They're not great. But regardless, I think the Chargers are a playoff team. My final playoff team in the AFC is the Indianapolis Colts. Here's a stat for you you will love. Since week 4, Andrew Luck has either had 3 or 4 touchdowns every single week. Andrew Luck is dominating. And look, I think he's healthy. I think Andrew Luck actually has a solid argument for the MVP in the NFL. And I think the Colts are a playoff team. So again, my deadly dozen, my 12 playoff teams go as followed. In the NFC, you have the Saints, the Rams, the Chicago Bears, the Dallas Cowboys. In the wild card, you have the Seahawks and the Panthers. And in the AFC, my 6 teams are the Chiefs, the Patriots, the undisciplined Steelers, the Texans, and my 2 wild card spots in the AFC are the Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts, led by MVP candidate Andrew Luck. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. And I just want to say thank you so very much for tuning in. It means the world to me. If you don't already, you can subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And please help me grow by telling your friends about the show. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. I just want to say again, thank you so much. It means a lot. Hope you guys have a great day, and take care.